Yeah.
Because Rob Burrow's not the leader on the field that I think everyone rates him to be. I'm not a fan of his captaincy, to be perfectly honest with you.
No, you would have thought they'd have given the captaincy to one of the forwards.
Yeah.
To sort of lead that charge. He's not doing it.
No, absolutely. So, get Maguire back in the team. I think you'll see a big uptick in how things go for Leeds, because he is that leader. John Hamilton, frustrating defence and some equally frustrating referee letting in 5 tries is too many. Heart in mouth moment when Hardacre went down. I'm glad he's okay. Dragon, his knee, it looked like he might have hurt his knee, didn't it? Dragons look good though, particularly Inu. On the plus side, Giants next, and how good was Watkins' second try? Also, Willie Mason looking cold and pissed off was pretty funny. Yeah, that wasn't on the in the brochure.
But boy, did he jump up and cheer when they scored that first try. He went nuts.
Well, he's probably mates with Dave Taylor, isn't he? But at least he's buying it in the team.
Yeah, exactly.
You want to see that. You want to see him care. Okay, into Sunday then, in the final game of the weekend, saw the Huddersfield Giants capitulate by 36 points to 18 at home, no less, against Widnes Vikings.
Yeah, just over 5,000 were there to see Huddersfield lose another key player, Jamie Ellis.
That's not good news, is it?
It's gone for potentially a few weeks with shoulder injury. So they think he dislocated it maybe. So yeah, pretty serious stuff there. Widnes made about 100 more metres and had a 3% better tackle success. But the biggest marker of the difference between the sides was 8 clean breaks to 4, despite Huddersfield having slightly better average gain actually by half a metre each carry. More. I haven't seen any of the tries from this game, I've got to be honest. I don't know a great deal about it other than Widnes. I'm assuming eased off the gas a little bit after an hour or so. The game was almost done at half time and very much done when they scored not long after half time.
Yeah.
And I think that was pretty much it then. Connor and Cudjoe ends up as the half-back combination. Not quite the worst ending half-back combination, I'd say, in this. Maybe close to, tied with Hull KR's.
Yes.
But some serious half-back injuries going around the league, isn't there, this year?
Yeah, absolutely.
Corey Thompson, 2 tries, 6 tackles, 98 metres, 3 clean breaks. I let his 98 get away because, 2 more. What's it to friends? He's doing well. Start of the season.
Does he have to be in your dream team? Is that
no? It's not. Stephen March, 2 tries and 2 clean breaks. Chris Bridge, 3 try assists, 99 metres. Joe Mellor, 6 tackles and 116 metres. So they were the big performers there. Chris Bridge, 3 try assists is a couple of them from what I've read on Twitter as well, with the classic sort of flick pass.
Yeah.
Chris Bridge style.
Yeah, I like Chris Bridge.
Lorne Patrick with a try and 42 tackles. He was one of the few players who came out with praise from Paul Anderson after the game. Jermaine McGilvery with a try assist in 112 metres, and Jake Connor 2 try assists. So maybe he's not a natural half, but he's certainly pulling enough strings
thinking about it
to get a couple of scores in. Jamie Foster scored, didn't he? And kicked the goals. So
yeah, he's having a party. Okay, Paul O'Brien is a Widnes fan. Another good result for the Vikings. First win at Huddersfield for a long time. The team is playing well at the moment. Just hope we can keep it up. Hashtag dare to dream. Hashtag Widnes till I die. Sorry, Paul. Marie Wright, the Witchwood lady, she's a Huddersfield fan, said it was painful viewing at Huddersfield as the Giants lost 18 points to 36 against Widnes. Poor discipline let us down and ill-judged kicks close to the goal area. Paul Lewis, we're going to win the league. We're going to win the league. Are you going to believe us? Are you going to believe us? Are you going to believe us? We're going to win the league. Or not. Fair enough, Paul. Kev the Chemic got in touch. Disappointed not to hear from the Pigeon this week, but alright.
The Pigeon lives at...
Oh, does he seriously only tweet home games?
Well, he's a dead pigeon led against the stand. He can't travel.
He's clever enough to only tweet from home games. That's fucking hilarious. Okay, Kev the Chemic, another good performance from the men in black, not without his problems, but solid defence and classy open attack made another great day for the travelling fans. Tail of the round, Mark.
Just to mention on Ludo, he sent a tweet to us. His missus does a candy stall business, so if you want some sweets.
I thought it was cupcakes.
Well, I thought it was called Candylicious or something. So.
I thought it was Candylicious Cupcakes.
Well, anyway.
We're not doing a very good job of plugging this fucking thing, are we?
If you like sweet stuff, go on our timeline on Twitter and you'll find a retweet we've done from Ludo's missus.
If, like me, you're not particularly bothered what form your sugar takes, this is probably the way to go. Okay, tail around then, Mark.
Well, attacks appear to be on the upwards curve as we saw more tries, meters, busts, breaks and offloads in this week's rounds. Although with more missed tackles than the 2 previous rounds, maybe defence is on a down or 2. Hard to tell, but... with drier weather overall, it seemed like there was a bit more running to be had.
Okay, so how are things looking in Super Brew and Dream Team standards then?
For our predictions, old school, we both went 4 out of 6 on them this week, which isn't surprising because they keep going the same way. It helped us both to a better position in the Super Brew table, actually. Tom, you've moved clear of the bottom group, who I suspect have given up and didn't register any predictions.
Dan Fowler's in there, so that surprises me.
Dan Fowler last year was in a couple of leagues I was in and gave up after about 2 rounds.
Fucking student.
He's got so much going on in his life.
Fucking students. He's got nothing on, he's a student, Mark.
Brendan Loftus wears the yellow cap this week, with David Cairns taking the wooden spoon. Dinny Senior, who we have doubts about whether they listen to the show or not, from Nigeria, goes back to the top with the overall lead. Yeah. Bruiser's thinking about kicking people out who we think don't listen to the show.
No,
I thought give him a year, but don't let him join next year.
No, you've got to leave him. You can't kick yet. Just,
Yeah.
Would we be asked if he wasn't top of the pile? There's any question on that.
In the Dream Team League, I stayed top with 2,156 total points and a weekly score of 667. Andrew Scrimshaw, though, your friend,
I've got my little comment ready.
Had the best weekly score in the league, in our league, with an impressive 713.
That's good, Scrimshaw. Fair play. Okay, that's Super League. Let's take a look at some results from elsewhere in the world of rugby league. So, into the Championship round 4 fixtures then. Sheffield Eagles were 48 points to 26 winners over Swinton. So a lot of points there, but the line's shown that they can score them as well. Bradford Bulls and Leeds Centurions on Sunday played out a 32-all draw, with the Bulls being 32 points to 6 behind with 20 minutes to go. Hell of a comeback. Now,
record comeback in the summer era for certain. Yeah. And the game of the round in Championship did not disappoint.
No, absolutely. And you've got a great lead for 65 minutes. They utterly outplayed the Bulls. Dominated in the forwards, more creative in the backs, and then for some reason, and I don't know, I'm not going to be so glib as to put it down to, the Bulls lulled them in and sucker punched them, but they just woke up.
Maybe the 8 players missing for Lee had a bearing on it more as the game went on. I don't
well, they've got the facility to bring in plenty of people if they're missing a mark.
Well, they already have done.
Not exactly. So let's not take too much away from the Bulls.
Didn't they have a similar game last year?
Yeah, we drew it also last year as well.
Yeah. By a similar score, 36
all last year.
Yeah, with a late conversion from the touchline in that one.
That was in Lee's. It was in Lee's favour.
Well, that's exciting stuff anyway.
And the games between Bradford and Lee are invariably exciting encounters. There's been, 5 of them. There'll be 5 of them this year, I would have thought. So, it's good to see and thoroughly enjoyable. Shuddy Mungo, Alan Cale got in touch, said the greatest of great escapes today. In truth, Bulls produced unwatchable garbage for 60 minutes and Leeds cruised into a commanding lead and totally switched off, which let the Bulls back in. I have no idea why we started playing when it was 32 points to 6. Should be taking that as a warning as we're still miles away from competing in the middle 8s.
32 points conceded each against Championship attacks each.
Against one another.
Means that there's still question marks over the credentials for these sides when they get to the 8s. If it was a 16-all draw, you'd sort of even, in a way...
Yeah, so because it was more attritional and...
Depending on the nature of it, obviously. But
I'm with you, and I couldn't agree more. Dr. Bob Phillips, listen to the most ridiculous comeback in the history of sport. Doesn't there need to be an investigation into gambling fraud after that? Surely that can't be real. Gobsmacked. Okay. Don't say gambling as far as Bradford Bulls are concerned. Our fullback is a reformed character. Okay, so it was Dewsbury 20, Whitehaven 4, Featherstone were 20 points to 6 winners over Oldham, and Halifax lost at home to the Batley Bulldogs by 17 points to 12. Another good result for 2 Skulls' men.
I listened to a bit of that, and they sounded like they were clueless in attack for much of the game, to be honest.
Well, Fax Bluenose got in touch with us, in fact, and he said great defence from both sides, but Halifax lacking in ideas. Batley just about deserving the spoils. Both teams will be challenging for a top 4 finish at the end of the regular season.
Batley have won against 3 of last year's top 4. So Lee and Sheffield and Halifax, the only team they lost to was Featherstone, who finished like 5th last year, I suppose you would say. They won the Championship Shield, didn't they?
Batley used to be my pocket second favourite team, but I can't have that anymore. They're getting too good.
Yeah, well, they're certainly playing well.
Absolutely. And the final game of the round of the Championship saw Workington losing at home 13 points to London's 16. A game that saw Chris Macy get in touch with us. Broncos showing everyone how hot and cold they can run, like a bloody caravan shower.
Yeah, we've had 4 rounds out of the way now in the Championship. So unbeaten Bradford sit top on 7 points, with a group all on 3 wins tucked in behind them. Sheffield, London, Dewsbury and Batley. A little bit surprising, obviously, those two. Workington, Swinton and Whitehaven make up the bottom 3, each without a win. Probably a bit less surprising.
Okay, so it was the 3rd round of the Challenge Cup. Pilkington Rex, and there's a few.
Boom, what a round.
Few surprises here. Fantastic stuff to talk about as well. Pilkington Rex milled London Scholars up there in the north, so a long trip for London, and it was a fruitless one. Big surprise win.
13-0 to the Rex.
Yeah, absolutely. And the Don got in touch, saying St Helens made a mockery of the bookies' odds and their own amateur status to reach the next round of the Challenge Cup, leading 6-0 at the break. It should have been at least double that. Pilks bravely withstood the Scholars' early second half onslaught to eventually run out as comfortable winners. Rochdale Mayfield took on Rochdale Hornets and lost by 14 points to 40 against the League One side. Siddle were 30 points to 4 winners over the Newcastle Thunder, so another fantastic result for Siddle. Kells up in Cumbria beat the Hemel Stags by 12 points to 6, and I'm sure that was a result that will have pleased Bruiser.
No doubt. And,
excellent.
You know, what a big upset that is.
Yeah, Wathbrow Hornets welcomed Toulouse Olympique to Cumbria, but were unable to repeat Kells' heroics, going down 14 points to 32 against the French. York City Knights were 66 points to 2-0 winners over York Acorn, as you might expect. Fev Lions were 37 points to winners over the South Wales Scorpions, however, who only managed 20 points, so another amateur side beating a League One team. Congratulations to Featherstone Lions. Tyler Casfan got in touch. Fev Lions of Conference Division 2 never looked in trouble against their Kingston Press League One opponents, as they came out fast with 2 tries in the opening 10 minutes. The Scorpions played a spirited second half. Fev matched their scores to keep them at arm's length. Man of the match was winger Rhys Dias with 3 tries. So, and Tyler obviously got down at that as well.
Yeah. His Twitter handle is Fev Tiger, isn't it? So.
Yes, so
there you go.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, good stuff. It was West Hull 0, Doncaster 54, and our friend the Dons fan got in touch with us as well. I said a bit of early fortune led to the Dons scoring within 5 minutes to settle any nerves. The Dons commanded from start to finish, helped along the way by silly penalties being given away by West Hull at half-time. The score of 30-0 was a fair reflection of the dominance. West Hull came out as the second half and gave it a real go, but the Dons were able to score, with your man of the match being Tom Carr. Congratulations to him then. It was North Wales Crusaders 36, Gloucestershire All Goals 40.
What an exciting game that looked.
Yes, lots of points, and a close one to finish as well.
And it was on the hooter, the winning try.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Fantastic stuff. Oxford lost at home by 22 points to 37 against Cass Lock Lane, so congratulations to the Lock Laners. Hunslet were 46 points to 12 winners over Barrow, and Keighley Cougars were 54 points to 28 winners over Coventry.
Coventry were 18-0 up in that game, but obviously Keighley decided to start playing after about half an hour or so.
Yeah, that's right, and the 4th round will take place on the 1st of March with the 12 Championship clubs going into the hat. That draw can be watched live on the Challenge Cup website.
Before we fly off from that, does it raise questions about expansion as a tactic for the RFL with... I mean, Newcastle Thunder have been around for a while as the Gateshead team and stuff, but normally 5 expansion teams getting beaten by amateur teams from the Heartlands.
I think it says to me that there isn't that big of a gap up between some of these amateur sides and the lower end of League One.
Yeah, do you think that they probably train about the same amount of time together as teams?
That's it. I mean, how much more
the amateur teams we pull from local players, I'm guessing, whereas some of these League One teams in the expansion areas are from disparate groups, trying to pull together a team to train together regularly. They haven't had a game yet. But these are all mitigating factors, and you shouldn't have mitigating factors when you're a semi-pro team against... There's something gone wrong
amateur side,
in the way it's working to have this many upsets. But this is a little bit anomalous because we haven't seen this year on year.
Yeah.
So
if this happens next year, then maybe there's a conversation to be had. But for now, I'd just credit these plucky amateur sides with fantastic results and let them. And let's hope that they all get a good draw. Let's hope that one of them gets away at Bradford or away at Lee and squares themselves away for a couple of years as a result.
The Lock Lane coach was talking more about they'd want to play Fev Lions So one of those two fairly local to each other teams who are rivals, and they'll have a big crowd anyway for that being a rivalry in a big Challenge Cup game, and then the